So I'm from Johannesburg in South Africa. It's inland, so there's no coast around it, and the specific area I'm from is called Kyalami. So I moved here 3 years ago with my mom and my stepdad. They met because Keith, my stepdad, worked for Nokia, so he would travel around the world. So he would often stay in Johannesburg, and my mom owned a hotel, so they met that way, and they were friends for about 8 years before they finally decided to get together. And then they got engaged, and they brought me over with them. I started at Austin Community College as soon as I got here, like 2 weeks after, and I stayed there for 1 semester before coming to Texas State. So obviously America is a very different place. I miss the people, I miss my family. I miss the old animals I had there. I had a bird, but they did not allow me to bring it with. But I really miss that bird. It's really hard to immigrate here if you don't have like a connection. Like I had my stepdad. It's not as easy as you think. It's honestly really hard. Like if we didn't have the funds and the resources, like I don't know how we would do it.
It's far more similar than it is different. I think the U.S. is more of a melting pot than South Africa is, but the people are really sweet. I think we're a lot tougher, gruffer than the South Africans. I think they're generally very nice people.
With college specifically, I think that the tests here are a lot easier. Like I feel like it's a lot of multiple choice, and I really like that because it's a lot easier. There's just a lot less essays that I have to do. Also the passing rate here is kind of higher, probably because it's so much easier. Like a 90 is an A, whereas in South Africa an 80 is an A in high school and a 70 is an A in college, just because it's so much harder. Well, obviously we drive on the other side of the road in South Africa. So when I came over here, I did have to learn and adjust to the other side, but now I'm pretty much adjusted and would probably have to adjust back to South Africa. I was in Dallas with a friend from South Africa, and I drove into the wrong side of the road. It was honestly really confusing though. And the cars were literally driving towards me and I was hooting at them, so they probably thought I was literally crazy. The grocery stores are different. I feel like everyone just stands around and leaves their trolleys in the middle of the lane, where I feel like in South Africa people are a lot more respectful with space. Sometimes I feel misunderstood by the people, and it honestly hasn't affected me as much as it has affected my mom. I feel like it hurts more when I see it in my mom. People can still understand what I'm saying most of the time, and people most of the time like treat me really well and like think it's cool that I'm from a different country and everything. But for some reason, people treat my mom very differently. I guess she has like a stronger accent than me, so people like they kind of like look down on her like when they can't like understand what she's saying, and they'll talk to her like, can you understand me? Like they'll really talk down on her, and it really annoys me.
Okay, so I have an accent. People realize that, and that won't go away. I'm too old to like, okay, I'm going to change my accent now, you know. It's never going to happen, you know. But then I try my best to say words the same, because the words are so different. It's like a jersey. People are like, what's a jersey? And then suddenly people like, they'll actually speak to Keith like, what's a jersey? Like I'm not even there. But it also goes to a personal level because I stutter, and now I don't stutter, but I used to stutter really badly a lot of my life, you know. And like I've had that thing of being misunderstood. People talk over you, and now you're always trying to prove yourself, obviously. And now coming here, and then you're like, what the hell? I just thought I got over that. And then people are like, is this something in here that you know, like a drink? Like that lady that did that, I was really upset. Yeah, people sort of like have this tendency to like, so what you saying? Because they can't understand my accent always, you know. And I say things differently. Like I'll say plug instead of outlet or whatever, and they're like, what's that? A plug. And I'm like, oh, it's an outlet, you know. So that's also big, you know, like being understood. People automatically understand you, automatically respect you, automatically sort of just have that respect for you. But I mean, what can you do, you know? Those people are just those people also, you know.
My mom does have a stronger accent than me. And also like I moved here when I was 19. So like I've had like, I'm still in my like more formative years, you know, like I can still learn things like way quicker. I have opportunities to make friends, but my mom, like she like lived most of her adult life in South Africa. So it was like it's probably a lot harder for her to adjust than it is for me. Because also it's harder for her to make friends. She can't just like join a sorority. I'm in Alpha Gamma Delta. I'm on the exec. My position is ending now though. I'm VP of New Member Experience. Joining a sorority literally changed my entire life in America. So it was really hard to make friends in community college. But I downloaded Bumble BFF, and that was like the main way that I made friends for a while. And I actually matched with a girl in a different sorority when I first moved to Texas State, and she was the one who like told me like, oh, you should go Greek and everything. And I was like, no ways, that is not for me. But when I finally joined, it really did change my life because it's so much easier to make friends. I feel like I'm literally like forced to make friends practically. Like I've met hundreds of people through Greek life, and I really do feel a lot more connected just in San Marcos in general. Like I know hundreds more people and I feel pretty popular. It's very difficult not being able to see my family all the time, but my family is scattered around the world anyways. So even if I was in South Africa, I probably still wouldn't be with my family all the time. I have my cousins and my aunts and my grandma in South Africa still, but otherwise I have more cousins and probably more family in England, like scattered around England. My grandparents live in Spain. My other family lives in Austria. And I've got my mom and my stepdad in America. So after I finished high school in South Africa, I took a little gap year and I moved to London. And that was a super fun experience for me. I felt the most free I've ever felt. I felt independent because I did that all alone. Found the apartment by myself. It was super fun. So I'm gonna go there for around 6 months. So I graduate in May, and then I wanna start grad school probably in like spring 2023. So I just wanna take that little period of time to like, I'm not going to give myself a definite plan. Like I'm going to move to London and then do whatever I feel like.